Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Long Dark Survival Mode. You join me out. I've literally just walked out the camp office door. I am out gathering more firewood. Yes, we're pretty much, time-wise, not too far off from where we left off at the end of the last video. I have obviously cooked my fish that I caught. And I am now in the market for some more firewood. This should take us into the evening, hopefully. Can we grab the other one? I hope so. I think we worked out at the end, or in the last video, that we needed firewood and food. So we've managed to get some food with the aid of that those fish. So now we just want to gather up some more firewood and grab some sticks as well. No wolves around, so we're doing alright. There is a deer over there, which will probably have gone tomorrow morning when I come back out again in the hope of hunting it. We'll see. See if it's still there.
So
as we head into the worst bit of the day, as we head towards the end of the long dark day. So we should be doing a bit better for firewood now. Obviously we've still got our fishing lines. We can go and do some more fishing, which I think we're definitely going to want to do. We also want to make some snares, which I think... Now, I did look this up, I've forgotten already what we need to make lines out of. It is gut, I thought it was. We get 2 for 1 piece of gut. So that's good, and we can get 3 hooks from 1 piece of scrap metal. Okay, so that's worth us spending a bit of time trying to sort that out. So, let's just drop most of this firewood that we're carrying. Drop 6 pieces of that on the floor. Might as well just do this last little bit of housekeeping and turn that into tinder plugs. And that will take us, I think, quite nicely into darkness. We're quite close to it. So we're doing a little bit better for firewood. I'll try and gather a bit more as well. I'm going to try and build a bit of a stockpile in here. Let's grab these fish. I'm going to eat them both. So we're kind of heading into darkness now. I don't think there's any other kind of housekeeping-y stuff that I can be doing. Let me just go and check how well this stuff's all curing. If we have some cured gut, we can probably think about making some snares. Oh, very close. I saw one at 99. 99, 99. Okay. Oh, we've got... Ah, there's a piece. There's 2 pieces. Okay, no point doing it now because it's going to go dark mid-craft and it will fail. So we might as well do that tomorrow. So I'm going to sleep through the night now. We'll come through to tomorrow morning. Before we do that, let's eat our fish. Fish is okay. It's pretty... Oops. Wrong menu. It's okay. It's not too bad. You don't get massive calories from it, though. That's worth bearing in mind. But you still get a decent amount. Enough to keep us going. Okay, should be alright. I'll grab some more water in the morning. Okay, then. So I'm going to go through the night. I shall see you in the morning. Okay, so we are through to the following morning. And I am downstairs. I've got a little fire going. It's not going to go for very long. It's only a short one just to cook some stuff up. I'm going to eat my pork and beans. So I'm going to have that. Just to ward off the starvation and also give me the warmth benefit. And I am also going to cook up my reishi tea. I don't know whether this doubles up on the warmth bonus, but this is going to be our... treatment for today, and I'll tell you what, I could probably do it with in real life because I'm feeling sick as a dog today. I have to be honest, I'm not feeling very well. I'm feeling really bad all afternoon. I was fine this morning, but really gone horrible this afternoon. But anyway, so here we are. We are lightweight. We've got rid of a few things. I've offloaded some of my bits and pieces, the fishing tackle and some other odds and ends that I was carrying that I don't really need because we're going hunting, and that means we need to take the rifle. And we need to make sure the rifle's got some bullets in it, because I've done that before and it's very embarrassing. Oh, there's only 1 bullet there. Okay, hang on. Let's grab some more. Oh, blimey. Okay, hang on. These are just single rounds! There we are, it's got 5 rounds in it. Let's load that up. I think that's going to fill the rifle, hopefully. So you wouldn't want to be doing this while you're actually outside, because you'd be wasting so much time. Okay, so we've got an almost full rifle. We're going to go hunting, and I'm really hoping there's still a deer just outside this door, because that would be pretty cool if there is. I don't want to go too far, if I can avoid it, but we really do need the food, so let's keep our eyes peeled for wolves. Disappointingly, there isn't one. There appears to be one. Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is. There it is. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is not my forte. I'm not brilliant at hunting in the long dark, I'm going to be honest. We're at the point where we don't really have much of a choice. So I'm just going to creep up. I have a tendency to scare them off before I can get close enough to hit them. Now, I haven't actually fired the rifle so far in this playthrough either, so unfortunately that means my skill is not very high. Never mind, look, there'll be a wolf crouching around here as well. Am I close enough? I fear I'm not. I fear if I try and get any closer it's going to spook it. Oh, Facebook. You are supposed to... And a bullseye! There we go. So I'm not brilliant at it. I think I usually just run in too fast. Creeping is the key, apparently. Okay, so normal tactic that I always do when I bring down a deer.
Anything right now.
Actually, no. Can we just... How long is it going to take me to quarter it? An hour. Let's just quarter it. It's going to be a lot easier. And we're not very far from base. So there should be 4 of those.
Much more.
Okay, let's make a bolt back then. If we were a bit further from base, I'd probably be a little bit more cautious, but I can't sprint, so I'm just going to have to walk very slowly. Since we're not very far from base, I'm not too worried. I don't know how encumbered we are. How encumbered are we? Oh, we're 12 kilos over, so I'm going to be fairly careful.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
But since we are fairly close to base, hopefully we won't have too much of a problem. Keep an eye out for wolves. This area is usually relatively okay once you come away from the rail lines. So if you're up on the rail lines, you can attract wolves quite quickly, but when you're a little bit closer down to camp office, you tend to be relatively okay. Unless they've already clocked you and they're following you. They don't tend to come down here. So you can see the tactic that we use there, quartering the carcass, basically means we can deal with it quickly rather than harvesting the meat and everything separately. We can deal with it quick, bring it back here, and then we can deal with it in a nice safe location. So, these need to be harvested for meat. But before we do that, let's drop all of this stuff, because that needs to start curing. Oh, I've run out of space. So I've already got
The guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right about now.
Let me... I'm just going to move things around just so they're a bit neater. Let's keep a neat camp. Okay, I'm going to have to go there. So because I've run out of space. Okay, so we now have 4 deer hides. One of which is cured. 2 of which are cured. Awesome. So we're getting quite close to being able to make some clothing. In fact, we might even be able to do it. I don't know how many we need for the boots. We'll have a look in a minute. But we've now got some food, which is pretty important right now. So I'm going to head upstairs with this, because this is where I'm storing my food. It's also where I'm cooking it, because obviously there's a double stove up here. So I can cook more in one go. So, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. So let's harvest this. So we can get 2.3 kilos of meat from that one. Which one's quicker? The knife. I suspect the knife probably would have been quicker out in the field as well, but I didn't change it. Back. Okay, so you'll notice now we have 3 bits of meat and only 3 bags left, so we'll harvest the next one. So this was a relatively new addition, being able to quarter carcasses that you find. You can do it with wolves as well. It basically breaks it down into 4 bags with the meat that you can then harvest when you get back. and the hide and the gut. Breaks it down much more quickly than it would take to do all of this actually at the carcass. It's a lot quicker, so that you can basically quarter it up, grab what you want, and then get away to somewhere safe, and then do all this stuff when you're out of harm's way, which is what we're doing. So sometimes you may have to just grab a couple of the bags and get them to your safe place, and then come back and grab the other two, but obviously because we weren't too far away, I grabbed it all, and we've got loads and loads of meat. So we're going to need to cook up this meat now, or at least some of it. Before we do anything, let's just drink, because we are quite thirsty, so I'm just going to drink, just so we don't lose loads of condition. Grab some of this cedar firewood. I'm going to need a good long fire here. This is pretty much all I'm going to be doing for the rest of this day. Let's just grab this charcoal. Fire striker, cattail, and a stick. Let's go and get some more sticks, actually. There's a few in here, but I need to go and get some more. So let's get this fire going. And we'll start cooking.
Come on, little fire.
Come on, fire. Come on, fire. There we go. Okay, so let's chuck. Bing, 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 bing. 4-hour fire. That should do us. And let's get some of this meat on the fire. Now, I do have a tendency to cook it all in one go. I know technically if you're a little bit more steady with it, if you're a bit more cautious, if you sort of cook what you need and then store the rest raw, and then when you cook it, it improves the condition. It is true, it does work, but to be honest, when it's raw, the condition drops so quick. I tend to find it better just to cook it all in one big batch. It also saves you your fire starting resources. So we've got 41 minutes until they're cooked. So what I might just do is just see if I can break anything down within less than 40 minutes. Yes. So I'm going to break down this table. I want to reclaim wood. And the reason I want reclaim wood is so I can make some snares, because that's the next thing we're going to do. Okay, let's... I'm just going to take it for now. I'll eat it when we get to...
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, it's alright, don't worry. We're going to go and get rid of some of this in a minute. So let's cook that one. And then we'll cook that one. I'm going to drop the 2 cooked pieces, where are we, into here. See, these have already lost 8% of condition in just the time that we've been going. So what I might do is just keep 4 of them raw that we can cook tomorrow. So that's 2 more batches to cook, which should be enough to get us to the end of our fire duration. So how's that one only got 8 minutes left? It's a very small piece, that's why. So we might as well skip through that one. No, I don't want a map. I want to pick up... Right, I'm going to eat that because it's not going to give me many calories. That's just going to help starve off condition loss. I'm going to bung another big piece on. The only problem is they're now way out of sync. Let's pass time until ready. It is useful being able to do that. It's nice to be able to...
Starving.
Stand and watch, but it's also nice to be able to skip through. Okay, so I'm going to finish this off. Once this is all cooked, I shall rejoin you again. Okay, so following morning, weather outside does not sound very promising, so it's probably a good job we're not planning on going anywhere right now. Going to carry on with our crafting. I haven't bothered with my little fire that I normally light. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. We're okay at the minute. So we're not going anywhere, so there's no real point. We've got plenty of water and everything else, so there's no point doing that. But what we're going to do is... oh, something else I forgot to mention. Before I went to bed, I ate. The 2 small pieces of the meat and 2 of the larger pieces. So I've got a couple left here and obviously what's upstairs. So we are doing okay. Let's... Oh no, I didn't put it away, did I? I'm still carrying it. So, deerskin boots. Let's do another 3 hours. I'm going to do it in 3-hour increments, I think. Obviously, we've got to be careful not to try...
anything right now.
If you try and do the full 12.5 hours in one go, you'll dehydrate. Oh, of course. I need to take my medication for today. I've forgotten that. Now, I don't have any reishi tea, so I'm going to have to resort back to using the artificial stuff. So I'm going to use some of those. So that should have dropped us down to 4 doses remaining, which is good. And then we just need to drink, I think, don't we? So that we can do another few hours. Since if we're fully hydrated, I'm hoping... How many? 6.5. Let's just go for it. Let's just try and do the full 6.5. We're going to get hungry, but I'm not going to worry too much about that one. The condition doesn't drop very quickly when you're hungry. It drops quicker when you're dehydrated.
If I don't get food soon.
Ping! There we go. So we now have some deerskin boots. So that's how the crafting works for anyone who's never seen it before. Deerskin pants or deerskin trousers if you're from this side of the Atlantic. We're going to need 3 more deer hides. We've got 2. So we need to go and bring another deer down. Rabbit skin mitts. We're going to need 4 of those. So that's going to take us forever. Snare. We need some more cured gut. And that's pretty much all we have at the moment. Or rabbit skin hat as well. So we're going to need... I think snares are what we're going to have to make next. With the rest of the gut that we have, I think we're going to have to make some snares. So these aren't quite ready. Oh, that one is. Oh, and that one is. Okay. Does that mean I can make 2 snares? It's going to take me half an hour, so I might as well just get on with it. It's pretty much occupied an entire in-game day. It's about to go dark, but we've done quite well. That in-game day went very, very quickly, I think it's fair to say. So what have we done? We've now got some deerskin boots to replace our trail boots. Much, much better than our trail boots. And we also have 2 snares that we can go and set outside. Our sewing kit's pretty much spent, but we have got another one, so that's not really a problem. We've got 2 more snares. So we've rattled through the in-game days in this video. I have to say, we skipped through a couple. Okay, so let's just sort our clothing out before we go any further. This is a basic swap. So this is my play style. I like to... I'm not too bothered about being able to move swiftly. I'm more bothered about staying warm. So I tend to go for the warmest clothing. And I'm not too bothered if it slows me down. So deerskin boots are a bit heavier. Double the weight, but they are much, much warmer. So they'll let me trek on and on and on for a very long period of time. So we are virtually into darkness now. So what I think I'm going to do, we're going to sleep through the night, and following morning, I'm going to have a think about where to go next. I think we're going to go and set those snares. That's probably what we're going to do in the morning. Okay, so we are through another night. I have made a load of water. I've had my fire going for a couple of hours. Made a load of water. And I've also just drank my coffee for the morning, which will hopefully get me through. So what we're going to do then is we're going to go out and we are going to put down our snares. I am actually also going to use that the charcoal, make some maps as we go along. So what I think I'm going to do, we're going to go around across the lake and to the left, down into that little area, and we're going to go and plant the snares down there. I think that's probably the best place to put them. So let's head down here. Now let's have a quick look at the map as we go. Okay, let's just do a little bit of mapping then. Okay, so this bit is actually filled in, so we need to go a little bit further. I've kind of sporadically been making the maps as I go along. We kind of need to try and fill the maps in if we can, just to help us out a little bit where we're going. Well, again, I say that, I don't really need to. I know the area very, very well. I've been playing the game for a very long time, but it's fun just to fill them in. Fill in the blanks. There we go, so we now have a blank filled in. It just gives you an idea of the lay of the land and where things are. I actually know Mystery Lake very, very well, but there are other regions that I don't know so well. So filling the map in as you go can actually be quite useful in those regions. It's quite cold this morning, I've just realised, so temperature's dropping quite quickly. Shouldn't be a problem. We should be able to get there, lay the stairs and get back. As long as I don't map make too often. Although I am keeping on map making. There we go, so that's starting to fill in. It doesn't show you where you are on the map. it's worth saying, so you kind of still have to know roughly where you are. Oh, okay, those bonuses have expired a little bit quicker than I would have anticipated, to be honest. I might have to lay myself a little fire here before we turn tail and go back.
To escape this cold.
Yep, you are not wrong there. Well, hopefully we can get these snares down, turn tail, and get back before we freeze. It's kind of the plan. Hopefully we won't walk into the jaws of a wolf either, because that would suck. So my kind of plan with this is to lay these snares down, and then we'll do another in-game day, and then tomorrow in-game we'll come back and we'll try and collect them.
I'm gonna die if we don't warm up soon.
See, I was kind of hoping to grab some firewood as well when I came out here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because I know there's some big limbs here. I was kind of hoping to leave with a bit of firewood, but it's so cold. I think I have got some though, so I might be able to just light a little fire, warm myself up a little bit, and then swoop. I might just pop round the corner to the cave actually, and sort of hang around there for a little bit. Okay, so rabbits are here. So I'm going to lay the snares around these trees. So let's pop the 2 snares down. So one of them here. I'm going to put the other one here. No real scientific placement to where they go. Okay, so I'm now going to carry on around the corner. I'm going to head into the cave, which isn't an indoor location, but it is a little bit more sheltered. There's a bunny. I don't know when the bunny's going to run. Oh, the bunny isn't going to run. Can I catch the bunny? That's the one occasion I wish I had a stone on me. I guarantee to hit from that distance. Okay. I don't tend to use the stones. You can use the stones in-game to knock out... Oh, great, there's a wolf. Just what I didn't need. Oh, the wolf is hunting rabbits. So hopefully that means the wolf will leave me alone. Seems to be tracking... tracking something. So I assume it's that rabbit over there. There's the cave. I don't think the wolf will come into here if we hide in this cave. As I say, the cave is not an indoor location. So we are still going to be cold, but it's not going to be quite so bad in here. So hopefully if I can just light a very short duration fire. The only problem I've got is finding a location that will let me. There we go. Now I've actually only got 2... I've just realised I've only got 2 sticks. So that's not really going to work. It's going to be a very short duration fight. I think I'm going to be better off just making a bolt back, actually, to be fair. Ooh, heck. Okay, now I'm in a spot of bother. I didn't realise I only had 2 sticks on me. I thought I still had some cedar firewood. I must have used it all on my fire this morning. I didn't realise. I thought I had a piece left. Okay, I think I'm just going to have to make a bolt back then. So I think it's probably, yes, it's much, much colder out here, but obviously still below freezing in the cave, so we can't really hang out in there without a fire. So I'm just going to have to brave Sir Robin it, just to get back a little quicker. Wouldn't it be awesome if one of them has already caught something? I've run out of sprint now. What's my hypothermia risk? 21. It's quite high. Okay. Let's try and get ourselves somewhere relatively sheltered. Realistically, the only place we can go is going to be back to camp office. See, I'm trying to be more careful in this playthrough. I'm trying to be more watchful of what I'm doing, making sure that I don't do anything silly, and I'm still doing silly little things like forgetting to make sure I have enough firewood before I set out. I know it's only a relatively short trip, but if it's cold, you're gonna need something. I think that we have got a good... oh, I've taken my dose for today, by the way, for our parasite problem. I think it is there. We've got a good plan. I think what we'll do next time we come to recollect, we come to check on those snares next in-game day, I'll carry on through to the cave, warm myself back up again in the cave, and then we'll harvest a whole load of that firewood, as much as we can. I'll try and come relatively light. I mean, I'm fairly light, because I've never loaded back up again after the deer, but I have got rid of the rifle, so that's 4 kilos. But just try and lighten ourselves up as much as we can, and then just collect as much firewood as I can from round that corner, because there's quite a lot of limbs and things there, which will give us good firewood. We're going to need that. I want to get a good stockpile in the in-camp office of those kind of resources. Firewood, tinder, sticks. I'm also obviously only lighting 1 fire a day realistically most of the time, maybe 2. Just to try and preserve my lighting materials. I have a fire striker, but they're not infinite, they run out eventually. I've got matches, but again, they will run out if I'm having to use a lot of them, so... Obviously, when we move on, we'll be able to replenish them, but again, we've pretty much looted this entire region. There's nothing left to loot in this region. We are now just surviving on what nature gives us, what we find. Any sticks? Not really see any. I know there was some scrub bushes back here, so... Now I'm a bit closer to home, I'm less bothered about just spending a few minutes just harvesting them. There we go. Just to get me some extra sticks. That gave me 7 sticks. I should have done that before I left. That would have been enough for a decent enough fire. There we go. Okay, so we're back into camp office. We'll warm ourselves up. I'll just sort of skip through just doing odds and ends to get through to the following in-game day, then we'll go back and check on the snares. But that will be in the next video. So as always, thank you so much for joining me for Long Dark Survival. We're going to keep this one going, hopefully, as long as we can. So apologies if it's a little bit slow paced. We really do want to get this one through as far as possible. We're on day 14 in our survival. So I said that we're probably going to try and spend 30 days here on Mystery Lake. So we'll see how we go. We're about halfway through that, so we'll see what state we're in when we hit that 30 days. Whether we decide just to hang fire for a little bit longer, or whether we decide to go trekking to the next region. But I do want to try and do that with as much of the clothing crafted as I can. So we might have to become the wolf killer of Mystery Lake so that we can craft a wolfskin coat. Because how many do we need for the wolfskin coat? 4. We've got 1, so I need to take down 3 more wolves. So that's going to be the challenge for the next one. But as always, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again next time. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I shall, as always, see you again very, very soon.